Right now at 10, a big milestone. President Biden says he will deliver on his presidential promise, what exactly it is. Plus, many weddings during the pandemic have been put on hold. How one spot in Duluth is adapting to fill the need. And all jurors seated. An update on the trial of Derek Chauvin. We break down what happened today in court.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm John Cardinale. Thanks for joining us. Kristen is off tonight. President Biden is marking an important milestone in the fight against COVID-19, saying the country will hit his goal of administering 100 million COVID shots 6 weeks ahead of schedule. But that good news is tempered by worrisome signs cases are again rising. CBS News correspondent Skylar Henry has more from Washington.
President Biden says by Friday, the nation will have met his goal of administering 100 million vaccine doses in his first 100 days in office.
This is a time for optimism, but it's not a time for relaxation. I need all Americans. I need all of you to do your part.
The president's words of warning come as cases are surging in 15 states.
If we pull back prematurely, we may trigger another surge.
Health officials like Dr. Anthony Fauci are still urging everyone to wear masks. That sparked a tense moment on Capitol Hill between him and Senator Rand Paul.
Do you want to get rid of vaccine hesitancy? Tell them they can quit wearing their mask after they get the vaccine.
Let me just state for the record that masks are not theater. Masks are protective.
In New York, Mayor Bill de Blasio received his single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
Great feeling when you know you've been vaccinated and you can protect your loved ones and your family and your whole community.
At a pop-up site in Queens, seniors relished getting the Moderna shot.
I'm happy I have this, but I'll be happier once I have the second one and I know that I'm completely covered.
The New York Health Department tells CBS News the massive Javits Center will ramp up its vaccination capacity to operate 24/7 again when supply increases. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
And CBS News has also learned the CDC is planning to revise its 6-foot social distancing guidance down to 3 feet in schools on Friday. The hospitality industry in the Twin Ports is starting to bounce back from a tough 2020. Angie Allen and her husband have owned the A.G. Thompson Bed and Breakfast in the Congdon neighborhood for 14 years. She says they anticipated a drop in reservations when the pandemic first started, but nothing could prepare them for what actually happened. They were down 65% by summer. PPP loans and other small business grants covered the day-to-day expenses, but didn't make up for all their losses.
You prepare for some in your cash, you know, in your reserves. You prepare during the high season for the low season, but nobody could have prepared for the volume of cancellations and refunds.
Allen says they plan on sticking with some of the changes they made during the pandemic, including certain cleaning procedures. And there are a lot of couples getting married this year, and after postponing their I-dos due to COVID in 2020, event spaces in the Northland are capitalizing after also having a tough year. CBS 3's Natalie Grant shows us how.
Katie Sutton and her fiancé Nick have been together for 6 years.
We planned for a somewhat long engagement. We thought about maybe 2-ish years, but we didn't expect it to hit 3.
Their wedding at Clyde Ironworks was originally scheduled for last May, but due to the pandemic was pushed to December and then finally to August, competing with other couples for the final open date of 2021.
We wanted to have the full big wedding. You know, a lot of people have decided to do small, intimate ceremonies with just immediate friends, but that just wasn't us.
Sutton and her fiancé are not the only ones having to make these last-minute changes due to an increased demand for event spaces caused by pandemic restrictions starting to loosen. Places like the Sports Garden are having to rebrand, turning the well-known nightclub into a wedding venue.
We know that there is such a pent-up demand for spaces, wedding spaces, reception spaces, all those sorts of things, that we kind of saw a hole in the market.
After sitting empty for the past year, owners decided it was time for a change. change. The space will now go under the new name of The Garden and will offer groups a chance to rent out the large space.
It's interesting in that it was COVID that caused us to kind of get restricted out of business, but it also gave us the chance to kind of reimagine the space. And so it's really because of COVID that we are transitioning into this new venue.
Bronson hopes this new venue will be useful to people looking to rebook those postponed 2020 events. Sutton, on the other hand, is looking forward to finally walking down the aisle.
Still fingers crossed that this time it'll work out. Either way, I think we will get married, even if it has to be a small ceremony, but I don't think that's going to happen this time around.
Bronson says they're hoping to have the garden open by May. If you'd like information on how to book, we have details on our website. Dave joins us with a look at weather. Dave, we had a beautiful day. What's the night looking like before we head into our Friday?
Well, it's looking dark, John. Sun is set, and it should be calm because there aren't too many clouds in the sky thanks to high pressure. High pressure today that made things pretty warm inland, but cooler by the lake. So taking a look at today's high temps, we hit 50 International Falls and Orr, even warmer in Big Fork, and 40s from Ely to Hibbing to Grand Rapids, not so bad. Moose Lake and Solon Springs and Hayward and Watersmeet were in that tier, but closer to the lake we had a string of 30s, including Duluth and Superior. Well, tomorrow I think we're going to become a little bit more uniformly towards warmer temperatures, and that could help egg on some critical fire conditions for northern Minnesota. National Weather Service says warm temperatures and low humidity levels will make the wildland fire danger pretty high on Friday, and it may last into Saturday and spill into Wisconsin and Michigan then as well. Short-term forecasts are calling for continued clear skies, sunny conditions and warm temperatures as well. 50 for even Duluth, for example, tomorrow. But once we get into Sunday, a rain chance comes our way. And even if it's more sprinkles Sunday, Monday than anything else, come Tuesday, Wednesday, it may be a soaker. It may be the solution to the problem. And we'll take a look at that prescription together coming up in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. There are now 12 jurors seated for the Derek Chauvin trial, but 2 alternates still need to be chosen. Jennifer Mayerly shares what happened in court today.
3 women have been added to the jury, bringing the number of jurors to 12. 2 alternates are now needed to round out the jury in the trial of Derek Chauvin. The first elected is a white nurse in her 50s who lives in a Minneapolis suburb. The defense pushed to understand more about her work history before agreeing with her serving. She told the state she'd help if someone needed it.
Why is that?
That's what I do. And part of being human, I have that, compassion. If it were me, I'd want somebody to step up and try and help.
The 11th juror seated is a black grandmother in her 60s who volunteers and has a relative on the Minneapolis police force.
Kind of excited to possibly have an opportunity. Never served on a jury before. I feel strongly about it being my civic duty.
And a white woman in her 40s said she could be a fair juror, seated as number 12. The judge excused 4 jurors. One is an acquaintance of a central witness for the state.
That it could affect the witness's testimony in that they look out and they see an acquaintance who they know.
The prosecution struck a potential juror whose son was on 35W during a protest when a semi-truck came barreling down the interstate. Also discussed arguments about a May 2019 encounter between George Floyd and Minneapolis police. The judge will rule Friday if it will be allowed, along with defense motions to delay the trial and to move it out of Minneapolis. Jennifer Mayerly, WCCO 4 News.
And the defense brought up the $27 million settlement again Thursday, noting a press conference held Thursday marks the second time the mayor and city attorney have discussed it in a week. Minneapolis police will not discuss a timeline when it comes to the reopening of the intersection at 38th in Chicago. What police will say is for public safety reasons, it could not stay closed. The intersection where George Floyd died now serves as a place for healing and reflection, but it has also become a haven for gun violence. Minneapolis's chief of police and mayor both agree the violence needs to end and peace along with a memorial to George Floyd must remain.
We're evaluating that timeline every single day and ensuring that we have the right resources on the ground and ready to be put into action in order to ensure safety at this intersection and a continued place of racial justice and healing.
Previously, Mayor Fry said the city would not reopen 38th in Chicago until Derek Chauvin's trial was over, but because of the uptick in violence, he says that timeline has changed. Besides dealing with the coronavirus, another health issue is emerging in Itasca County. Agencies are reporting an increase in domestic violence and sexual assault cases involving children. According to local law enforcement and the county's Family and Child Services, the number of children reporting violent cases was at 8 per month in 2019 and 2020. Now it has skyrocketed to 19 in the first few months of 2021. To help fight this trend, county advocates are highlighting the services they offer.
If you know someone that's experiencing this type of violence in their lives, there are options. I know there are challenges, and I know it's really dark right now, but I think it's important to note that help is available.
If you or anyone you know is experiencing sexual or domestic violence, reach out to law enforcement, social services, or community agencies to seek assistance. Still to come on Live, local CBS 3 continuing to investigate. We bring you an update on the Atlanta spa shootings that killed 8.
Cooler by the lake today meant that Duluth topped out at 39 degrees at the airport, but that's 4 degrees warmer than normal. The winds will shift tomorrow, though, and that'll bring in some southerly heat to our area, which could send everybody towards 50, setting us up for a warm, dry weekend, which may egg on the fire danger already. But the solution to that could start coming down from the clouds on Sunday. We'll talk about the 7-day forecast coming up after our break.
Local news and local weather here on CBS 3.
6-year financing has been extended at Home Furniture. Everything is on sale, and you can finance it free for 6 years. Plus, get free shipping. Extended savings with extended financing for 6 years. Now at Home Furniture.
The health of the Iron Range is our passion. That's why at Fairview Range, we do everything we can to keep our community healthy and safe. Our compassionate team is always here for you and for each other. No matter what, we step up because that's just what we do. We are here for you, always. Fairview Range, we're here.
Shopping for a new kitchen at Skips has never been better. Take home your dream kitchen today with Skips' new Glenwood and white cabinets. Enjoy freedom and flexibility with your own movable island today. You can rely on Skips for quality and durability at affordable prices. Stop by with your measurements and see how you can take home beautifully painted or stained cabinets today at a truly affordable price. Visit us online at skipshomecenter.com or stop in to see our showroom at 4728 Rice Lake Road, Duluth.
Numi Jewelers is a full-service jewelry store specializing in one-of-a-kind pieces and repairs. From a chain repair to a full custom piece, we'll get your jewelry looking new again. Stop in for a free repair estimate. Numi Jewelers, where true love is guaranteed.
Shop Arrowhead Supply now and get some of our most popular stressless designs for less. Save $500 on a stressless wing recliner in our best-selling Paloma grade leather and up to 20% on select sofas now.
We switched.
I switched to Chevy.
We switched.
I switched for more room. I switched for my family. For adventure.
We love our Chevy.
I switched to Chevy.
With an impressive lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs, it's no wonder people are switching to Chevy year after year.
I'm never switching back.
Get a $4,250 cash allowance on all 2021 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
It's BOGO time. Buy one rug at sale price and get another rug free at Homeworld Rugs. Mix and match from over 30 patterns and up to 11 sizes. Rug experts in every showroom can help you find the perfect rug. Buy one, get one rug free. Now in all Home Furniture locations.
CBS 3 weather is brought to you by Lulich Implement.
Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, today's picture comes from our good friend John Dahlman. At the risk of bad porcupuns, yeah, it looks like these two are porcupining for spring in the Floodwood area. John says he rarely ever sees two up in a tree together. Usually it's just one solo porcupine up there chilling. And things aren't going to be too chill. The weekend's going to warm up. And like I mentioned before, a warm, dry start to the weekend could egg on the fire danger for all zones, at least through Saturday. But come Sunday, Low pressure system could start to cloud things up and rain things up as well. And we could get a soaker here coming up next week. I'll talk about what days those are going to be in just a bit. But right now, the current conditions at the airport in Duluth say it's 27 above. 45% is the relative humidity with an easterly southeasterly wind running 6 miles per hour. Air pressure is definitely high at 30.5 inches of mercury or 1,033 millibars. Likely will stay high through Saturday. And then a low pressure system Sunday afternoon will start to send barometer readings down a bit. Current temperatures down a little bit since the sun set, and we're looking at 23 to 25 from Ironwood to Watersmeet. And in northern Wisconsin, it looks like the eastern part is cooling down. 23 LaPointe, a little warmer Ashland, 28 Hayward, but we get 30 still for our friends in Superior, still 30 Moose Lake, a little cooler in Cloquet and Hermantown. 21 degrees Silver Bay, though, showing things could get a little bit brisk tonight for a couple of hours, but still 30 Ely, Evelyn, Virginia, Hibbing, close to that. 35 Grand Rapids, that's pretty toasty, 30 International Falls. So, I'm thinking 20s for the most part for our low temps here tonight, but if a few towns do dip into the teens, it won't be so bad, because then the sun comes up tomorrow and it warms up once again. And there should be plenty of sun tomorrow because you don't see any clouds in the sky, thanks to that cell of high pressure that's pushed into the middle part of the country. And of course, that is protecting us from the tail end of that big stormy low pressure system that's been pounding a lot of folks with precip and thunderstorms, even tornadoes. Well, this will hold on to us Friday and Saturday. It's Sunday when this low pressure system working over the Rockies will start to cloud us up, bring us a chance for showers Sunday and Monday, but the soaker could come Tuesday and Wednesday, just in time then to chase away this burgeoning fire danger that's already come out of hibernation. Tonight in Minnesota, low temps, up the Gunflint especially could drop into the upper teens, otherwise 20 to 26 for most towns in Minnesota with a clear to partly cloudy sky. Folks in Wisconsin and Michigan get similar sky conditions with lows going 20 to 23. For tomorrow, it's a warm, sunny one, 50 to 54. And for Minnesotans, about 46 to 53. So Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the UP, all very similar temperature-wise. And speaking of temperatures, they stay pretty toasty through Monday, then start to dip a little bit on Tuesday. The rain chance, after sunshine through Saturday, it creeps in Sunday afternoon, 30% shot. 40% shot for showers on Monday, and then the 60% chance for a rain-snow mix and a good soaker comes Tuesday and Wednesday before we dry up again on Thursday.
All right, thanks, Dave. There's new developments in the Atlanta area shooting rampage that left 8 people dead. New video shows the alleged killer calmly leaving one of the spas he targeted moments after shooting people. Investigators now say there's evidence Robert Long was a customer at 2 of the spas where he opened fire. CBS News' Mark Strassman reports from Atlanta.
Surveillance video obtained by the Daily Mail shows Robert Long's black Hyundai pull up to Young's Asian Massage. Police say he confessed to gunning down 4 people inside, 2 of them Asian women. Moments later, Long walked back to his car and drove away. Then bedlam as dazed and wounded customers come out and police rush to reports of gunshots. From Cherokee County, Long traveled roughly 30 miles to Atlanta and at 2 separate massage spas shot down 4 more people, all Asian women. According to a local Korean newspaper, the victim at the aromatherapy spa opened the door thinking Long was a customer, but he suddenly opened fire and she was shot dead.
He did frequent those 2 locations.
Atlanta police say it's not clear if the killer targeted specific people.
The investigation into a possible hate crime, is that still on the table?
Our investigation is looking at everything, so nothing is off the table for our investigation.
There's been a national backlash against the way Cherokee County law enforcement initially pointed to Long's motive.
He has some issues, potentially sexual addiction.
Social media also jumped on how Captain Jay Baker framed the killer's mindset.
And yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
Making matters worse, Baker's anti-Asian Facebook post last year promoting T-shirts with the message COVID-19, imported virus from China. Recent attacks on Asian Americans include this 76-year-old Chinese woman in San Francisco, sucker punched by a white man. She bloodied her attacker with a stick. He was arrested. During the pandemic, Asian Americans have reported nearly 3,800 attacks, physical and verbal. On Capitol Hill, the first hearing in 30 years into Asian American hate was often emotional.
This hearing was to address the hurt and pain of our community. and to find solutions, and we will not let you take our voice away from us.
And in a statement today, the Cherokee County Sheriff said he regretted any suggestions of disrespect for the victims or sympathy for the suspect. There was no mention of the racist T-shirt. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, after almost coming to a close, this local spot has found the means they need to stay afloat. Their story next.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, Dr. Ann Simmons talks about the importance of Essentia Health's neonatal intensive care unit.
The NICU is a specialized intensive care unit where we take care of premature babies as well as babies who are born with unexpected health problems. Babies have very unique medical needs, and it takes a very specialized group of care providers to be able to give them the care that they need. We're very fortunate to have many pediatric subspecialists here at Essentia, and so we can provide the specialized care that they need. For example, we have pediatric cardiologist, endocrinologist, pediatric, neurology, gastroenterology, many services that can support us to provide the full specialized spectrum of care for our tiniest pediatric patients.
Essentia has the only NICU in our region.
We have a dedicated transport team where we fly helicopters and drive ambulances all over the place to bring sick newborns to receive care here at Essentia. A lot of families feel a pretty strong connection to the NICU after their babies go home. They've had, the same bedside nurse for months, or, we have a fairly small group of physicians and providers, so we make a really strong bond and connection with them. My favorite part about my job is seeing these babies in NICU follow-up clinic when they're toddlers and, growing up and thriving.
Additional support for families of Essentia's tiniest patients includes a 5-room Ronald McDonald House. For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
This Medical Insight was brought to you by Essentia Health. To learn more, go to essentiahealth.org.
So much time at home. I need new furniture.
Dylan, it's Slumberland's Build Your Room sale. Look what you can get for just $20, $30, or $40 a month. How about a dining room for just $20 a month?
I'm more of a pizza in front of the TV kind of guy. Recliners. I've always wanted a couple of those.
How about 2 of these for just $30 a month when you spend $1,800 and pay no interest for 5 years?
Well, hello, Slumberland.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS 3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night.
Get your new John Deere tractor from Duluth Lawn and Sport, the region's largest power sports dealer.
Coming up Friday on CBS 3 this morning, more updates on the turbulent jury selection process for Derek Chauvin's trial.
And we've got a gorgeous start to our weekend. Plenty of sunshine and highs in the 50s.
Absolutely. So make sure to tune in at 5 a.m.
CBS 3 Sports is brought to you by Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment.
We have some good news to share tonight. After funding concerns late last year left the Duluth Children's Museum future uncertain, the museum announced this week it plans to reopen in its new space in June. Those plans were thrown up in the air when the museum learned in December they wouldn't be getting the tourism tax dollars from Duluth or thousands of other state dollars that they were expecting. But thanks to reallocated funds and donations, the Children's Museum is back on its feet. The new location will be near 22nd Avenue and West Superior Street. And in sports, the UMD women's hockey team seeking another national championship. Tom Hansen with the highlights and post-game reaction from their Frozen Four game this afternoon. That's all coming up next.
Get your news on the go, the CBS 3 mobile app.
6-year financing has been extended at Home Furniture. Everything is on sale, and you can finance it free for 6 years. Plus, get free shipping. Extended savings with extended financing for 6 years. Now at Home Furniture.
Get your things organized with Dakota and Menards. Right now, all Dakota storage solutions are 11% off. Choose from our wide selection of finishes and options for the closets in your home. Declutter with a Dakota closet. They come in many styles to match your unique tastes. All Dakota storage solutions are 11% off. Stop waiting and start saving with 11% off everything right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams.
American Family Insurance.
Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Funerals can be emotionally devastating for a family to go through. Besides the sorrow, loved ones are left with the high cost of arranging a funeral. Funeral Advantage was formed to help protect your family when they need it most. It pays your loved ones up to $20,000 immediately for funeral and any other expenses.
It's a good feeling to know that my family will be taken care of if anything happens to me.
Funerals can easily cost $9,000 or more, but government benefits pay only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the rest.
It's so easy. Just answer a few simple health questions. This is so affordable, even for someone like me who's on a fixed income.
If you're 40 to 85, get information on how to protect your family. Funeral Advantage is something we all need. There's no risk or obligation. Call now.
Get the facts about how easy it is to protect your family. There's no risk or obligation. Don't wait. Call the number on your screen now.
Winter is full of surprises, but you'll be ready with a Ford Escape. Because with up to $5,000 total cash, now is the perfect time to get behind the wheel. Chilly mornings? You've got remote start. Freezing temperatures? Forget about them with heated seats. But hurry, your chance to save big and see for yourself how the Ford Escape is built for weather ends soon. For a limited time, get up to $5,000 total cash on an Escape. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Now at Home Sleep Express, get $300 off Tempur-Pedic's most premium mattresses. Plus, get no interest financing for 6 years, free delivery, setup, and a 120-day comfort guarantee. $300 off Lux Adapt, Pro Breeze, and Lux Breeze at Home Sleep Express.
It's been 11 years since the UMD women's hockey team has been in the Frozen Four. This afternoon, a thriller in Erie, Pennsylvania. Coming in as an underdog against the top-ranked team in the country, Northeastern. And a great goaltender matchup. Emma Soderberg against Erin Frankel in this matchup. UMD had a great first period, but couldn't get any goals through until the second. Mannion McMahon winning backdoor tips it past the goaltender, 1-0 UMD. Then about 5 minutes later, they find another. Anna Klein flips one into the middle. Taylor Anderson is there, keeps it low, 2-0. The Bulldogs take the lead after 2 periods of play. But heading in a third, UMD took a pair of penalties, and the momentum shifted. With a 5-on-3, Maureen Murphy gets one through for the Huskies. They're on the board, and a huge push ensued. Emma Soderberg took 30 shots in just the second and third periods alone. Katie Knoll tied the game 3 minutes later. Then it got really interesting. Under a minute to go, McMahon coming in, but Frankel turns her away as the Bulldogs almost went in regulation. We head to overtime. 11 minutes in, Anna Klein comes in all alone for UMD. Goes through the crease, but she can't quite get there in this opportunity. There's Klein taking it wide, goes to the net, can't convert there. Back the other way, the Huskies threaten with a one-timer, but Emma Soderberg holds strong. Awesome hockey game. The whistles basically put away in overtime. Collision here leads to a turnover, and then Skylar Fontaine plays hero with a bounce past Soderberg, 1-0. Your final score, Northeastern advances to the national championship game. And unfortunately, UMD season comes to an end after a great effort this year.
Really good hockey game tonight. Tough to swallow the overtime loss there, but we could have won that hockey game. So I think we belong. We learned that we can handle a lot of different situations, pressure. By far, this was the most pressure-filled game, and to see us come out the way we did was awesome. So I know what we're capable of. I know what our team wants out of our program, and that's to be back in these situations. So I'm really proud of the way we played.
I think it was great for the team to get some experience in this tournament. I think the whole group together, everyone showed up to play, and that's really why we were so successful for sure. It meant a lot that everyone came ready and wanted it bad.
Ohio State and Wisconsin in the other semifinal. The all-WCHA battle goes to the Badgers 4-2. Wisconsin will face Northeastern in that title matchup. Prep Girls High School Hockey, the Section 7A Girls Hockey Tournament continued tonight. The Proctor Hermantown Mirage finished the season undefeated. Playoff time now. They're taking on Moose Lake tonight. It was tied 1-1 after one period. Emma Stauber firing up her troops on the sidelines. Rally comes out in the second, though, and it worked. Less than a minute in, Hannah Graves scores. Just 13 seconds later, they're right back in the zone again. Graves gets another goal, and boy, they really poured things on there. The Mirage scored 3 goals in the opening 2 minutes of the second period. The final score was 10-1. Mirage stays perfect on the year. They move into the section final coming up this weekend. Who would they play? CEC at Mars Lakeview Arena to face the Hilltoppers in the other 7A section semifinal. Second period, Hilltoppers up 1-0. Puck finds its way in front of the net. Katrina Thorson, wide open net to shoot and score. She doesn't miss. 2-0 Marshall in the second. A few minutes later, Union College commit Lauren Friday looking long, really long, and there's Meredith Betker. Betker behind the defense, and that's trouble. Makes it 3-0 Hilltoppers. They never look back. Duluth Marshall wins it 4-0. They advance to the section finals to take on the Mirage. That's going to do it for sports. We'll be right back with more right after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. If you're 50 or older, ask your doctor about screening options.
You got the gear, but do you have the internet to power it? Go full speed. Get extreme internet starting at $19.99 a month for a year. Show your tech some respect and see what it can really do with speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig, powerful in-home Wi-Fi, and 99.99% network reliability. Get extreme internet starting at $19.99 a month for a year and get ready to go full speed. Dial 844-EXTREME2.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Powerful Kubota diesel engine, ease of operation, and your choice of a dependable Kubota gear or HST transmission. The durable Kubota L-Series tractor. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
We switched.
I switched to Chevy. I switched for more room. I switched for my family. For adventure.
We love our Chevy.
With an impressive lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs, it's no wonder people are switching to Chevy year after year.
I'm never switching back.
Add another Chevy to your driveway. Get a $3,500 cash allowance on most 2021 Equinox models. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $1,250 cash allowance. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Please help us protect people with disabilities and other vulnerable Minnesotans of all ages from COVID-19.
Access North has partnered with the Minnesota Department of Health to be a COVID community coordinator.
We all want to get back to normal as soon as possible, so please help us stop the spread by doing the right things to protect ourselves and others.
Contact Access North Center for Independent Living, your local COVID community coordinator resource for people with disabilities.
Looking for a career in advertising? KBJR Television has immediate openings to be an account executive. You'll provide clients with advertising products, including television commercial airtime and digital solutions. The ideal applicant will have previous sales experience, excellent communication skills, and strong time management and organization skills. To apply, send your resume to General Sales Manager Joe Biondi at jbiondi@kbjr.com.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, celebrating 30 years in business in 2021 with 30% off store-wide, downtown Duluth.
Before we go tonight, NASA and Boeing readied a gargantuan space launch system rocket for a second test firing in Mississippi today. firmly locked down on a massive test stand at NASA's Stennis Space Center just east of New Orleans. The core stage's Aerojet Rocketdyne engines were expected to fire up for 8 minutes, the duration of an actual climb out of the atmosphere, consuming more than 700,000 gallons of liquid oxygen and hydrogen in the process. And this test launch will pave the way for the Artemis moon program. Well, Dave, nothing like those model rockets I used to blast off when I was a kid, I'll tell you that. That's some real stuff right there.
Oh, yeah, the SDs and the Century rockets. Those were a lot of fun when we were kids, John.
Oh, yeah.
Well, temperatures will rocket upwards for the weekend, getting into the 50s with sunshine. Double-edged sword, of course. It'll be very pleasant, but we could have a fire danger around here, especially in Minnesota through Saturday. But the solution to the fire danger comes Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, with a potentially soaking rain mixed in with just a touch of snow, giving way towards sunshine Thursday.
All right, thanks, Dave. That's the news for now. Thanks for joining us.